Morning, Jason Sen from daytradeideas.com. We're looking at cable, pound versus the dollar, following that one this week. This is the weekly chart. If you've been following me, you'll know that I've been banging on and on about this trend line that goes back to May 2011. So what are we looking at? 2.5 years old, this trend line. It's pretty significant. We've really given it a good old bashing over the last few weeks, really. You can see we've tackled it so many times, and if you've been following the videos this week, you'll know that we were looking for this to hold again. It did yesterday. We got so close to it, 161.78. The trend line is around 162.00. So yet again this week it appears that we failed to beat that trend line, and sooner or later this negative stochastic on the weekly chart is going to start affecting this pair, and we're going to start to see it head lower. We are already today, as I said. So let's just have a look at this daily chart. We'll stick some trend lines on here just to give us an idea of what's going on. It looks like we're starting to form some sort of just a very slight negative channel, nothing too significant, but we'll put these trend lines on so we can figure out what happens if we break lower. Okay, so that's what we've got now. We seem to be forming this channel. I'm just going to open this up a little bit if I can. No, it's not working. There we go. And we're now going to be looking for this. We're now going to be looking for this pair to return down to this area, which is sort of 158.30. I think that's the most likely scenario over the next few days or weeks. We start to drift lower. We've got 157.37 as the 100-day moving average, so even that wouldn't be far off. But a general trend lower, I think, is what we're going to start to see based on the fact that we've rejected that trend line that I showed you here on the weekly chart. We did sell off in the last couple of weeks, but then we've recovered nicely to retest it, and I think this retest will now be the final nail in the coffin for this pair, and we can start to head lower. We'll just have a look at the 4-hour chart for cable, which is one I like to just keep an eye on for the short term. You can see I've already thrown some fibs and trend lines on there. Most recently, this little trend line here, which only goes back as far as the 14th of November, so only a couple of weeks or so, week or two. We've just broken below that today on the 4-hour chart, and we're just holding below there. We had a little pierce back up, but couldn't be held, and already we're starting to tumble back down away from this trend line. So again, that's just short-term confirmation, having broken below there, that I think there's more weakness to come. 160.54, well, that was a recent low, 19th of November, so that's an obvious first target. Then we're going to be heading for 160.00, this trend line here at 159.89. So these are some short-term projections. It's really only a close above 161.00 that would change that in the very short term. But even then, I think we're going to be held by the 161 sort of, well, here, which is 161.70. Anywhere to from 161.70 to 162.00, I think is a decent selling opportunity. But I'd be very surprised to see us revisit those sort of areas again now. And as I say, I think we're heading lower. Thanks very much. I'm Jason Sen from daytradeideas.com.